just woke up like maybe 30 minutes ago, and honestly one of the first thoughts that I had this morning was I need to redo that sweater. What sweater, you might ask? Let me show you. This sweater is one of the first like freehand projects I did. I think I loosely used a YouTube tutorial from It's Erin B, pretty sure, but it's a scrappy crochet raglan. At first you might be like, Rose, why do you want to redo that? It's so cute. And you're right, I love the color combination, but let me show you why it's a problem and why I've literally never worn it. Like, what is this neckline? And if I pull it down, the armpit is way too low. It should be up there. And then there's the sleeves. There is a too long, and this is it. So sleeves are awful length, and the neckline slash armhole shaping is horrible. So basically it's super uncomfortable and impractical to wear, even though it is super cute. So we are going to unravel this together and redo it. I think I made this at least 3 years ago. We're going to give it a new life, make her beautiful, and hopefully this won't be too hard to rip out. There is some like sparkly mohair yarn. This gorgeous mohair might be kind of a pain to undo this sweater, but we are going to do it. Say goodbye to her. Halfway done with the sleeve, and I did as much of the body as I could, but the one yarn that's kind of a casualty is the sparkle yarn. Super fuzzy and it does not unwind, so I'm having to cut most of that part out, but it's actually going to be a really fun addition to the scrap yarn that I'm spinning, so it won't go to waste. We have officially unraveled and rewound everything. This was all the unsalvageable yarn that I cut off, so I will be using this to make some new yarn, which I'm excited about. So I'll put that in my stuffing and winding scrap bin. But we were able to salvage most of the yarn here. So like I said, most of the yarn we were able to salvage. Some of it I wound into just like a continuous ball, and then others, mostly with the pink, I just kind of wound it all. I have a bunch of little skeins. So now I'm gonna go look through my stash and find what new yarn I want to potentially add into this project. So I'm gonna go do that. I just went through my yarn stash and found some great options. This sparkly mohair, it's got like cute little flower sequins in it. I also have this fuzzy white little leftover. This is somewhat already incorporated into the project. I still have quite a bit of it left over, like years later, so would love to use some more of this. Some fuzzy melange, these little scrappies, this random blue fuzzy scrap. We've got some fun new potential additions, and we will get started on this sweater. The green is where we got to last night. So the last thing I filmed, I think, was last night when I was separating out, or at least starting to figure out the math to separate the raglan lines from like the front body and sleeves. So I'll put what I came up with in terms of the ratios somewhere around here. Now I'm just continuing in this pattern, putting increases at each of the raglan lines. So I'm just putting a stitch, a chain, and then another stitch in each of the corners, basically, for the increases. We're just going to continue that pattern until we get to where I will separate for the sleeves and the body. I'm feeling hopeful that this version will fit me a lot better now that I just have a lot more experience on garment construction that I didn't have 2 or 3 years ago whenever I made this. So watching Grey's Anatomy. I think I'm gonna make some mac and cheese for dinner tonight. It's Friday, so looking forward to kind of a cozy weekend, honestly, because it's cold today, like actually cold. So perfect time to make a sweater. My husband is loudly talking on the phone outside, so we're just gonna have some nice crochet montage time. Also, if you're wondering what this is, it's the bag of all my yarn, so. It's Sunday and we finished the first sleeve last night. I'm working on another project, but loving how it's working up so far. I am going to show you how I did the sleeve for the second side now that I have figured out that this is a process that I like. So we're pretty close to done. I think I can finish this today, honestly, and then I will try it on for you probably tomorrow when the light's better. On the last row of my body here, where my little V was for my increase, I went into the first stitch of the V and I left the other V for the sleeve opening. And then I made 15 single crochet foundations, and you could do chains, but the foundations just are better because they're stretchy, and they're a little bit easier to work in from both sides. So then I worked into that row when I continued for the body. So I just worked into the bottom of those foundations, and then I'll attach my yarn to this green, work around the whole piece, and then that is how I will work that sleeve. So I didn't do any increases or decreases for the sleeve. You could do some decreases if you had too many, but because of where I placed my raglan line, I wanted to add a considerable amount to the armpit so that it wasn't like pulling high up in my armpit. So that's what it's looking like. I have tried it on multiple times. I'm really liking the fit. I'm going to finish this second sleeve and I will show you some of the stitches that I'm utilizing to make this fun design. Like almost a week later, I think, but I thought I would give you a final reveal. I love when I blocked it, because I didn't put in any like shaping for the back. I just made sure to kind of pull down the back a little bit more, and that gave it enough so that it wasn't like really coming up in the back. It helped enough that I don't even regret not adding in the like, short rows in the back. So here she is. What do we think? This is such a fun way to use up all of your scraps. I hope that you enjoyed watching me recreate this scrap yarn sweater and that it inspired you to use up all those little bits and pieces in your stash. So if you like the finished product or you found this video inspiring, please be sure to like and subscribe. Also, you can go check me out on Instagram. I post a lot of my finished projects over there as well. So until the next video, bye.